I forgot to start making a video on this one. It's another Troybilt. I've only worked on about 10 of these in a year span. And they all got different engines depending on the year. This one's got this one. I know my neighbor's over there. Hers has got, I forget what one hers has, but pretty simple. This one, you gotta take a lot apart to get the carb off, unlike that one. And I worked on another one that's pretty hard to get the carb off. Carburetor's a pain in the butt to work on also. They're all different depending on the year. That's what they do, is just every year they go through all the engine makes, and whoever gives them the best deal is what they're putting on it. So I forgot to start the video, but I picked this up, and she just told me that she couldn't get it to go forward or reverse, but she hasn't tried since last year. And I get over there, wouldn't start, battery was dead. I jumped it. It only run on carburetor cleaner, so I ended up having to bring it home. And we were talking, and she this is, some of them are hydrostatic and some aren't. This one's not, and these are the gears. And she said she's never even messed with this before, so I'm thinking it was user error. I'll teach her how to drive it. I guarantee it's gonna move when I get it started. She didn't know what that was. She was like using the throttle to like go slower and faster, but I guess eventually it ended up getting put down to park maybe or something like that, and it wouldn't move. That's my guess. I still haven't got to try it. The drive belt's on there, nice and tight, everything's good. So being how new it is, I don't think it's gonna be like a transmission problem. It's probably gonna move. But the carburetor was bad. I almost think that this has been more than a year. The needle was stuck in there. I had to pry that thing out, clean it really good. I finally got it to move up and down, and I also got the jet out, cleaned that all up, cleaned the whole carb out, put it back together. And now I'm about to put it back together. There's like that, there's all this. It all kind of has to go together and put on. It's kind of awkward. And I did put some fresh gas in it. I'm thinking, well, I mean, it was her gas. I should probably dump that too. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it smells good. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna get to putting this car back on. I got the battery charging, and that's not doing so great either. Right now I'm on recovery mode, trying to see if I can get some life out of it. May have to put a battery on it, because I just charged it regularly with like STD, and I charged it with motorcycle, so standard motorcycle, and it'd take like 10 minutes and it'd say full charge, and it'd barely turn over. So now I'm on repair mode, seeing if that's gonna help at all. This thing, she's only had it a few years, brand new, so the battery, now it's a 21, so it's 4 years old. Well, we'll see. I'll get this thing back together and see if we can get it started and move. Alright, I'm getting closer. I got the 2 lines on. I still have to put the spring all the way to there. And I gotta hook up the fuel line. You gotta try to get a lot of this done before you start putting all the rest together. It's hard to do. Connect these 2 wires for the solenoid. Alright, so if you're ever working on one of these, this is how you run the... Usually I just take pictures of this kind of stuff, and you gotta take these cables off. Kind of like this thing I was working on. It's still sitting here. It's got so many of those cables and springs, and it's really easy to forget where they go. So I always take pictures when I'm taking it apart. Alright, let's get a little further. Well, unfortunately, the carburetor was too bad. I kind of figured. One of the O-rings was just completely disintegrated, so I found one, but it really wasn't the right size, so it's still leaking from there. Plus I noticed like one of the gaskets, the float bowl gasket, was really bad. This thing sat with gas in it for a while, a long while. So I guess I'm gonna have to order rebuild kit, or actually kind of confused. She bought this new, she's never had it worked on. Most of the time any other Troybilt I've worked on comes with Japanese carburetors. This one has a Chinese carb on it, and whenever I looked up the carburetor for this, these are the ones that came up, and they're really cheap. So I'll probably order that just order the carburetor, because it's literally like $10 more for the carburetor than it is for the gasket kick. So I mean, I guess I can see if it runs, but other than that, I gotta have to wait a couple days for parts again, I guess. Oh, and the battery, I'm pretty sure is just junk, because it says full again. Let's see. Yeah, the battery is done. So I guess I gotta get a battery for it. There's nothing I could do with this battery. I've had it charging, then it says full. I've tried to repair, and let's see, might tell me if I unplug it. Hold on. Alright, I unplugged it, so let's see. It's not saying it's bad. 12.7 volts, but it won't. Amps. Does it show me the amps? Oh. Guess not. Well. Yeah, this thing's got no life. It's got voltage, but I don't think it has cranking amps. Won't do nothing. Oh. It just turned over a little bit. It was spitting fuel right out of... Oh, I know why I was doing that. Never mind. Plug it back in. My makeshift extension cord, because I can't find my extension cord. Let my dad use it, and I never got it back. And you plug it in, and it says it's halfway charged. But in like 5 minutes, it's going to say full. And I actually like this little charger. It's worked great for all the batteries that are good that I've used it on. So my guess is bad battery. All right, well, I'll come back. Alright, I'm back at this thing. So, I'm pretty sure I've told you guys, well, I ended up putting that carburetor back on, and this thing sat with gas in it for so long, like everything was stuck and it was nasty, and I just could not get this carb to work right. So I ended up buying the same exact carb that was on it, just because it was cheap. Instead of rebuilding, it was about the same price, Plus, you know how some of these carbs are. They come with fuel filters and spark plugs and air filters. So I grabbed that up. The thing started right up. Runs great. And she was telling me the reason why it sat for so long is it wouldn't move anymore. So I went through everything trying to figure out why it's not moving. And of course I checked some of these, you know, have like little keys or whatever. This is just like a rectangle and fits in there. Some of them have like a key that sticks up, and sometimes it'll shear and it won't move. Well, it's not that in this case. I don't know why my flash is on. I went through everything. The pulley, the belts, everything's good, and it all spins. Everything spins. And then I got down to, I took this off. This is how you get it, you know, the shift it, neutral, reverse, forward, and it's stuck in neutral. It is just stuck. So that's the problem. That is the problem she's having. Took me a little bit to figure it out, but I was just going one by one, checking everything. Everything was good, and I got to the last thing I wanted to check, so I popped that off. It's because I was going to try to manually engage it just in case, like, it was just needed adjusted or something, and that wasn't the case. It don't move. It's stuck. So I got to drop this rear end. But I already know what the problem is. I've seen this before. So what happens on these, they use these transmissions in a lot of different mowers, so you get the part from MTD or even Troybilt. This thing, inside there's like a little ball, like a little ball bearing ball, and after a while it puts like a groove inside of there to where that ball won't move anymore, and it gets lodged to where you can't put it in forward or reverse. And that is 100% the problem. I'm gonna take it apart tomorrow, show you what's going on, show you the inside of the transmission, and show you what I'm almost positive what's wrong with it. And this happens a lot, and it's not necessarily a Troybilt thing, but man, these Troybilts, I swear, they make everything anymore, MTD, everything just like everything's throwaway anymore. Everything's junk. And I've worked on more Troybilts than I'd care to even talk about. I just worked on one 2 weeks ago, and it's one that I've worked on like 5 times now. And my neighbor has one too, sitting in her backyard over there. I worked on that once, and I've worked on it some more, and it's various issues with these things. But I'm not going to say it's a Troybilt thing. It's pretty much a lot of different brands. They're just throwaway anymore, just junk. Everything's junk. Like this thing. This is what I find funny. I have not seen this yet. Most of the time there is like a American made or a Japan made carburetor on these things. Look at that. That is a China carburetor that they put on this thing from factory. I found this is the new one. The old one is the same brand, Hawaii or whatever. I have never seen a cheap carburetor put onto these things from factory. This is Troybilt 439cc. Now every year Troybilt, these ponies or even the Broncos, they always have different engines every year. Like my neighbor's has I believe hers is like she's got a Bronco, so it's like a Kohler 20 horse. And then another one I worked on was a pony, same one as this, has a Briggs on it, which this might be a Briggs too, but it's different. It don't say anything on it but Troybilt, but I'm sure it's probably a Briggs. So every Troybilt that I've worked on has different engines on them, and basically what they do is every year they go to all these manufacturers, and whoever can supply them the most engines at the cheapest price is what they're going to go for that year. This is the first time I've came across this engine. This is like a 21 Troybilt. It already has something wrong with the transmission. It's just crazy, isn't it? And I've never seen that before. I'm still like, what the heck? They put a China carb from factory on here. So I bought the same China carb. It comes with a bunch of cool stuff, that's one thing I like sometimes about China. It's all this cool stuff it comes with, air filters and everything for so cheap. So I just went ahead and did that. And it was plug and play. The thing worked great. And started right up. And got that problem fixed. The battery is still holding a charge. So that's good. And now I'm just here at this, there's 2 bolts there, and I know there's like a pulley and probably some spring, all kinds of different things I'm gonna have to take off when I drop this. Yep, it's gonna be fun. So I will be back and show you what I'm gonna do to fix this transmission problem. That's crazy. 2021. This thing almost looks brand new still. And it's got a broken shaft, I guess you would call it, and I don't know anymore. And yeah, there's my neighbor. She has a Bronco. I've worked on that already. The Broncos are usually the bigger ones, if I remember right, with hydrostatic. Usually, I think they even have, no, I think it's the same size deck. But that one has, like, I'm pretty sure the 2-cylinder cooler on it, if I remember right. It's been a year since I worked on it. And then these ponies just have these little single cylinder, probably like a 17.5 horse engine on them. But that's where I'm at. Got the wheels off. I was hoping that was the problem, that it had a broken, like, little key. But it wasn't, because this is different. It has the rectangle, and it just goes on like that. Doesn't need a key like some other ones I've worked on, like the John Deere's. I've seen it happen before. It shears a key, and if that happens, the axle will just spin and the wheel won't. Unfortunately, the rear end's got to come out. So I'll be back. I'm back to working on this. I got the rear end down. Actually, not too bad. You take a pulley off, 1 spring, and you got to unbolt. There's 2 bolts for the tensioner. Right here, there's 2 bolts that go into the transmission. It's a tensioner. So those 2 come off, and then 2 bolts here, 2 bolts on the other side. Drops down. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna pull this thing out, take the transmission apart, see what we find. Alright, I got it on my workbench. I had to move my 4-wheeler back. Gave me a little bit of room here. So first thing I gotta do is get this pulley off. Just hit my head already. And you're gonna put a wrench down here. Hold the wrench while you... Pretty sure I already got it loose, but let's see. Yeah. That'll come off. There she is. Now, all right, bunch of 10mm bolts. Why is my flash always on? I gotta turn that off. There we go. Oh, crap. I really need a stand for my phone. Okay, 10 mils, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna, there's a bunch of them, 10mm bolts. I think like 10, I don't know. So you're gonna take them all out. Looks like I got them. Might have to try to pry it a little bit to get it off. Let's see what I got to do. Okay. Took every bolt out. It actually looks like it just comes right out. Yep. There's a spring. Oh, I know what that spring goes to. Alright, ew. Have to grease this up a little. So, that's the inside. And what we're after is this piece right here, which I don't even see. There's the ball. Alright. Don't want to lose this. Not sure if you can get one. I couldn't find one. So, luckily it's in good shape. And that ball actually just sits in there. You know what? I think I do see grooves in it. But yeah, it moves back and forth and it eventually gets stuck. That and the spring, you don't want to lose those. And I'll show you how to get the spring and the ball back in. You have to actually put the cover back on. And there's where is it at? Just a little screw right here that comes out, and you put the ball in, then you put the spring in, and put that bolt back in when it's all back together. Oh man, I don't know why it don't look so clean in here. Alright, well, this should just slide right out. This is the piece that we're after. Oh, yeah, it definitely is. Let me see if I can get it in the light. Yep, see that gouge? That's gonna stop that ball. This is exactly what's wrong with it. It's gonna stop that ball from going to, let's say you're in neutral, that middle one is neutral, and then it comes out forward and the reverse, and that ball will move through all those grooves. You go from here to here to here whenever you're switching gears, and it's getting stuck. It's getting stuck right there. Look at that. That ball was just stuck right there. That's why we were stuck in neutral the whole time. So I gotta order this part or find it. There's one thing you can do. I don't have a welder, but I seen somebody do this and it worked. Is they grinded that off and then they just spun it. You're able to move this now, and they just spun it around like that, you know, to the good side, and then welded it right there, welded it all back, so then you'd have the good side to roll on. It'd be a cool idea, save some money, but fortunately I don't have a welder. Although at work we do, and I could do it all at work if I really want to. What I'm gonna do is order the part. I know one guy I seen on a video is having trouble getting the right part. The part number for this, whenever you order it, I think yeah, right here, I think it is. He used that, and the part that came in was just like this, but these grooves were bigger. He said it worked, but it didn't work right. So he ended up cutting it and welding it and all that. So, but I found one I think's gonna work, because he said I think he went through MTD, or I found one somewhere else. And I'm gonna order it. It's like 33 bucks. Put it in there. Hopefully it's the right one. If not, then I guess I'm gonna be taking this to work. We're gonna do what that guy did. But I will order that part and I'll be back. Alright, I started doing some more investigating. This might, I mean, it does have that little groove in it, so I'm probably gonna replace it. But that's actually not the problem. But I would hate to fix the other problem I just found and this to be a problem too. But what I found is how that's in there. Let's say it's in there. And then the gear selector is in here. It's supposed to push the gears this way. There's another gear that's supposed to be over here. It's supposed to push it like that way or that way to get it to this gear or the other gear. It's stuck. It's seized. It is not moving to reverse or forward like it's supposed to. And I noticed like a bunch of gouges and everything. So this whole thing, this whole shaft has to get replaced. That's why it wasn't moving to forward and reverse. It's not what I thought it was, although that might be an issue too, because it does happen. And alright, see if I can find this part. I've been messing with it, seeing if I can get it to move, and it's just, it barely moves. And it's supposed to move quite a bit, like all the way over to here. You know, I can barely, it's just not budging. And see if I can find that part, and I'll be back. Alright, well I ended up ordering the part, but I started messing with this. I actually got it unstuck, and I re-greased everything. So, I remember earlier, everything was looking rusty, and everything. You still kind of see it, but I re-greased everything. Got some of the old grease out. Got that all apart, finally. And cleaned it up, and then re-greased it. And now it slides like it's supposed to. It slides this way, and it slides that way. But I'm going to keep that part coming. I'm going to put this together and see if I fixed it, because I don't remember if this was sitting here from previous projects or what. Well, there's like a bunch of washers put together. I do not remember taking that off at all. I wouldn't. Everything seems to be working properly. I don't know. So I'm going to keep that part coming just in case I still have issues with this. Let me put the gear selector back in there. Then I got to put the cover back on, and then I can show you one thing that you have to remember. Ugh, man. Put my grease away. Make sure, yeah, I still got my little ball. I'll put that in after I get the cover on. Alright, last thing. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work or not with the repair I did. I still got a new part on the way, but testing purposes only. I'm going to put it together and see if it moves. So, there it goes. So you get that off. Take your little ball, which I need some grease. There. Put that in there. Take your spring. Put that in there. And put your screw back in. This transmission's back together. Alright, time to put it back in the mower. Alright, I got it all back together. She runs good. And I got, so, let's see. Got it in like first gear. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Wow. Ooh, yeah. Got reverse. Neutral? Yep. Sweet. Well, that is cool. Oh, I fixed the transmission. This thing is ready to go back. Well, I gotta, I did order that part, but I mean, I took that whole, you seen, I took the whole transmission apart. I cleaned it all out. Got those parts to move again, re-greased everything, put it back together. So I have a $105 part that I gotta cancel because I don't need it now. It's all working. Sweet. Well, I'm done with this one. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on the next one.